Hello viewers, you are welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today we want to continue with the utility and we want to look at part 4 of utility, and under this section we are going to look at how we can plot the total utility, the marginal utility and the average utility curves using graph sheets. Is that okay? So stay back and enjoy this lesson. Alright, so graphical representation or consumer behavior part 4, graphical representation. So we want to consider this table. This is a utility schedule and how we can draw or plot these curves. Now, looking at the schedule we have here, I use the colored marker so that you can know the difference between what we are doing. Now, so we have the TU in red, AU in black, and the MU in blue. Now we want to plot these curves using graph. But before that, we are looking at a rough sketch of these curves. Now, when you look at the total utility values, it increases, attains a maximum, and then decrease. So the rough sketch is that, or the nature of the utility, the total utility curve is that it will increase and when it attains its maximum, then it starts falling. Then you come to the AU. Now the average utility after the first unit decreases throughout. So it starts from 12. So we assume that all of them are starting from this point. So from here, it decreases throughout, it doesn't increase. Then you come to the marginal utility. After the first unit, it also decreases throughout to negative. So with a blue marker, the marginal utility curve decreases, attains 0 here, and then start going down to the negative. So from this point going, it means that it has attained negative, and that is when the total utility attains maximum. So if you trace this and you draw it, you see that it will be online with this. Is that okay? And we want to look at how we can use this graph to plot these curves. And because we are going to use a graph, we have to choose a scale, and every scale that you are going to choose should be based on the highest value of total utility. Is that okay? The highest value of total, and the highest is what? 32. So we are going to choose a scale that gives us up to 32. Then within that we can plot the rest of them. Is that okay? So stay back and let's see how you can get a graph sheet, and we'll see how we can follow with the plotting. Is that okay? All right, so this is our graph paper, and so we want to plot the total utility and the quantity first. So we need to choose a scale, and we are going to choose a scale that is based on the values of total utility. So we are using a scale of 2 centimeters to 4 units. So 2 centimeters is to what? 4 units on the utility axis. So that is y-axis. And then on the quantity axis, we have the quantity down here. We are going to choose a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit. 2 centimeters to 1 unit. So we have our origin here, the 0 point there. So now we need to begin our plotting. So the first value from the table, we are going to plot 1 and 12. So 1 and 12, and we are going to continue in that order. So please kindly follow and then get what I'm doing. So the first one, 12, this is our 12, and it's on quantity. The first one is 0, sorry. So we plot the 0 here. It starts from this point. Then quantity 1 is 12. So we have 1 here. Then where is our 12? This is our 12. So it meets the 1 here. So we put small x there. Then we move on to the second one, which is 2 and 20. So this is our 20. So it falls on 2. So we are going to have our plotting at this point. Then we have 3 and 26. So we have 3. This is 24. We need 26. So Now we need to do some calculation here. We have to divide sorry, we have to divide the 10 boxes by 4. So 4 divided by what? 10, and that gives us what? Okay, so that is our the value of each box here. So to get our 26, this line here give us our 26 because it divided, and the difference between this and this is only 4. So this one is dividing it into 2 equal parts, so it give us 2. When we add it to this, we get 26. So on our third unit, we are going to get our 26 here. Then we go to the next one, which is 4, which give us what? 30. And so the 30 give us, we are going to get 30 here. So we trace it to the fourth one. So we have here, we have our fourth unit here. Then the next one, the fifth unit, 32. So that is here. So we have our 32 at our 5. Then the sixth one is what? 32. So another 32 here. Then the seventh unit, we have 30. So that is dropping, so it comes to this point. So we have our 30 here, give us 7. Now what we do is that we join these curves. We don't use ruler, so you just have to join the curves. Is that okay? So now we join this and this. You join this. This is a straight line, so you join this and this. Sorry if I'm not getting, because the board is, you join this and this. You take your time and you do it carefully. You join it, don't curve it, just draw it as it is. Join the point. So you draw it to this point, and there you are. You have your total utility. Is that clear? Then now you move on to plot either the total the quantity and an average utility, or the quantity and the marginal utility. Is that okay? Now let's plot the quantity and the marginal utility, and let's see something. So the first unit, 0. It also start from here, and then the next one is 12, so it also start from here. Then from 12 we move to 8. So 8, this is our 8, that is on 2. So we have our 8 here. The next one, 6. So the 6, after 4 we divide it, so this gives us 6. Then the fourth one, we have 4, and this is our 4. The fifth one, we have 2, and the 2 is here. The sixth one, we have 0, so that will be on this curve. Then the seventh one, we have -2, so the -2 comes here. If we have positive side here and we are using the same scale, then here must also be -4. So it means our -2 will be here. Is that right? From 0 to this we have -4, so this will give us, so we plot it at 7. So this gives us our -2. Then from there we join from point by point. Try not to use ruler, you can do it. So join them, so it goes, sorry, it's not easy. Then it goes, and then it goes. Please make sure you get just one line, it shouldn't be double line. Is that okay? So this is our marginal utility curve. Is that right? Then you go on to plot your AU, your quantity and your AU. So this and this. So it start from 0. The next one is 12. It start from there. The next one is 10. So we need to plot 10. So from this is our 10. So we have our 10 here. Then the third one give us 8.7. So this is 8. So we need 0.7. 2 boxes will give us 0.8, so we need just half of that. So let's say it's somewhere here. So 1 2, so we need something this way. It's a calculation, so you should be able to do that. Then the fourth one gives us 7.4. 7.4, this is our 8. So we come down to, we count 2 boxes and half out of that. So 1 2, and that gives us our 7. Then we need 0.5, so we need about 1 and something small for another box. So we have something this way, we have something that way. Then the next one we have 6.4, so we have to plot it. This is our 4, this is our 6, so we are going to get just one box added to that. So this will give us 6.4 because one box is 0.4. So once you get a 6, it's easy for you to get that. Then we have 5.3. So this is our 4. We need 5. So 1 2 with half give us what? Our 5. Then a 0.3. So we have something small this way. Something small that way. Then we have the last one to be 4.3. So this is our 4. Then we need 0.3. One box is 0.4. So we reduce it by something small. So we can use this one. So after that we join the point. You take your time and then join it just as it is. Yeah, it's not easy, but try your best. You can do it. So this is our AU, average utility. Now, so what you need to know is that now you can see clearly that at the maximum point of this, with your ruler, when you put it on it, you realize that at the maximum point where total utility is at maximum, marginal utility is 0. When you trace a line, you see it that at that point the marginal utility curve will be touching the quantity curve. So that is what you have. It means when total utility reaches its maximum, marginal utility will be what? 0. That is why it's meeting this curve here. Then as marginal total utility begins to fall, marginal utility move to what? Negative. You can see from this to this, you see it there. Is that okay? So take your time and then go through it. You can plot it, though it's not easy, but it's something easy that you can do. So you can sit down, take the questions from my book. I have a lot of utility questions in that book. The past question, sorry, the workbook. So when you have a copy, or if you have a copy there, you can try your hands on it. Then we are going to look at another way of drawing the marginal utility curve alone, and that is what we are going to do next. So when it comes to where you have to plot only the marginal utility, they can ask you in a question that plot or draw the marginal utility or the demand curve. So what you have to do is to choose a scale that is based on marginal utility alone. And considering this table, we want to use this as an example. The highest value of marginal utility is 12. So it means that our scale we are choosing on the graph should be what? Different. So in this case, we are going to use a scale of, on this axis, we are using 2 centimeters to 2 units. And on this axis, we are using 2 centimeters to 1 unit. So from there, then you can plot. So that is what we have here. Then you start plotting. Now, after plotting, you need to just join your curves. This and this. Please don't use ruler. This and this, unless the line is a straight curve before you can use ruler. So you are going to have something this way. And this is your marginal utility, which is the same as the demand curve. Is that clear? All right. So this brings us to the end of this part, the part 4 of uh, our consumer behavior. We'll come back and look at the part 5 of consumer behavior, where we'll be talking about the consumer equilibrium. Is that okay? Make sure you don't go out without your face mask. Make sure you wash your hand carefully and apply your sanitizers very well. Stay home if you have nothing to do outside, because the COVID-19 is real. Take care of yourself and stay back and enjoy me in our next lesson.